Hello fun people, I'm Isaac Carlson, and today I want to discuss how Jack Skellington became the Pumpkin King. With this title, he's unofficially the leader of Halloween Town, who is praised, loved, and adored by the citizens he lives with. They fawn over him, listen to his every command, and respect him as the most frightening creature alive. But what allowed him to be crowned as king? Before we dive into those important Nightmare Before Christmas questions though, I just wanted to let you know that if you're interested in going deeper with this imaginative community, I have now opened up my Discord to all fun people. So if you're interested in speaking to Disney fans from around the world and sharing your passions with other people like you, the link to join the community is in the description. For a long time, it has been exclusive to producers who support me on Patreon, but I just decided that I wanted to prioritize the growth of the community, connecting with more of you, and ensuring there was a place for Disney fans like you where you could feel safe to share what you love. There are still some backstage areas that are special to producers who support me on Patreon, where we discuss the direction of the channel, all of my secret projects, and the exclusive video podcast I call Behind the Magic, but the rest of the Discord is wide open for all of you, and I can't wait to meet more of you over there. Now, across Halloween Town, everyone has a purpose. Each citizen has a role to play when it comes to bringing Halloween Town to life. It's their job. They're not mean, evil, or cruel. They're executing on their mission to bring a little spooky fear to people's lives. And Jack is the best. He's the master of fright and a demon of light, but he didn't always have that role. In a town filled with vampires, ghosts, and witches, Jack isn't like the rest of the monsters because he had a previous life, and he knows this. In the graveyard, he proclaims that since he is dead, he can take off his head, which means that Jack's life didn't begin in Halloween Town. He was born a mortal who was somehow magically reanimated into existence without many memories of his past life or the holidays he witnessed. Instead, he gained the ability to sweep the very bravest off their feet. But who brought him back to life so that he could scare the world? Jack Skellington's bones were ripped from the ground so that he could be the king of the pumpkin patch, and I think the entity who chose him was the spirit of Halloween itself. He was chosen out of everyone who is dead as the best entity to embody the magic of the holiday, and I believe there is a magical entity that looks over every holiday town, and the leader of that town is chosen and serves that magic so that the holiday can be brought to life every year. I mean, look at Christmas. Leading up to the holiday season, everyone is said to be getting into the Christmas spirit, and a connection between many stories is finding the magic of Christmas. And a connection between many of the stories during this time of year is finding the magic of Christmas. Santa Claus, who was born a normal man who now has magical powers, is assisted throughout each year by elves to bring joy, presents, and love to children all across the world. In Halloween Town, Jack fills the same role that Santa has in Christmas Town. The Pumpkin King is the one who makes the plans for Halloween, is believed by the monsters who help create their holiday to be their creative genius, and is praised as their leader. Jack Skellington then uses the abilities he was granted in his new life as a skeleton man to bring fear to people all across the world. So even though there is a mayor in Halloween Town who was voted on by the people, he doesn't seem to have the ability to make decisions. And that's because he isn't the monster in Halloween Town who speaks for or embodies the spirit of Halloween. That is Jack. So even though Jack Skellington was a mortal man at one point, who probably had the capacity to understand the meaning of multiple holidays like we can, clearly throughout his story he struggled to comprehend the meaning of Christmas. And that's because the magic of Halloween was what flowed through him and kept him alive. When he visited Christmas Town, he could feel how jolly and merry Christmas made him feel, but he had no ability to recreate it because his purpose was only to create Halloween. He was not brought to life to steal holidays from other towns' leaders, which is why he distorted Christmas so much in his passion to take over the holiday. He took elements from Christmas and made them scary like they are in Halloween. And when he became blinded to his own ambition, only his closest friend Sally could see the error of his ways after she was given a vision of how disastrous Jack's Christmas plans were going to become. I think the spirit of Halloween tried to get Jack on track with Sally's help. No matter how how much Jack tried to break away from who he was meant to be, he continued to fail to transform himself because none of us can change who we truly are. Sure, he could make himself look like he wasn't the Pumpkin King, but that was who he was created to be, and the world could see right through his disguise, which is why they shot him out of the sky. Even though he tried to turn away from his life as a frightening demon of Halloween in an attempt to fill the void that fame, praise, and glory couldn't satisfy, he never attempted to do anything that couldn't be undone. He didn't want Christmas to himself forever, just the opportunity to experience it. He didn't sacrifice any monster or leader or world to get what he wanted. He just strayed from his path. Oogie Boogie, on the other hand, went too far. Once Oogie threatened the life of Santa Claus, it was Jack's responsibility as the chosen overseer of Halloween to protect the leader of Christmas and to stop the citizen of Halloween Town from using his abilities for evil. Remember, no one in Halloween Town was supposed to be mean, and once Oogie Boogie went down that path of evil and went from frightening to destructive, it was time for Jack to stop Oogie's reign to preserve Halloween. That's Jack's most important job. Of course, Jack Skellington can scare like no one else, and he can devise schemes for Halloween like no other monster. He is the most frightening, thoughtful, and beloved leader that his town has ever seen. But the reason that all happened to him was because the magic that came from the spirit of Halloween brought him back to life, declared him the protector of Halloween, and crowned him the Pumpkin King. Fun people, make sure to click the Discord link down below to join our Disney community and chat with Disney fans from around the world. Support the expansion of our content and the community by becoming a producer of the show on Patreon, where you will also get access to the exclusive video podcast Behind the Magic. And of course, thanks for watching and have a magical day.